No, he's got them on a time clock. No, let me finish. So, okay, January comes, you say, okay, now you gotta tear it down, or we're gonna tear it down, put a lien on it. Do we have any money to do that? Because we don't have their check.
We can take.
Don't say, Rick, the minute we go with the old administration, our ordinance says there's a, what is it, Kevin, 20% we're supposed to go after?
Goes by the percentage of the.
Okay.
fireworks.
And I keep getting the story, well, the insurance company's supposed to know about it. Well, when the insurance company didn't know about it and gave them a check, we dropped the ball, and we should have been after the county, the old administration, saying, where is our check? Now we're standing here going after the new commissioners, and we're telling them on their time limit. We don't even have the money to tear the freaking place down if it comes to that. So you're gonna say, okay, give us a letter now. We should have that check in hand.
We should, but we don't. And we don't know why we don't. Every insurance company in the world sends those checks in. How their insurance company got to them directly without going through us, they broke the law.
They broke the law. That's
Right,
how I look at it
that's
too,
right.
because
Then
we are
may-
on the list, and that
maybe
list
we
is
should-
divided by Pennsylvania.
Maybe
That's
we
what
should
it covers.
address our
That's the check
solicitor.
directly sent to us.
Have
Can-
we submitted that claim to our insurance at any point? Because
Can we get our solicitor to get a hold of their insurance company and demand that money, because we never got it. It's our ordinance, it's our law. And then once we get that, whatever the mill, I thought it was like 1.2 million or something, but I could be wrong. Once we get that, what was it, Rick?
1.6.
Okay, when we get that 1.6, then you put them on a 2-year plan.
And when I spoke with,
I don't understand it, Rick.
when I spoke with Commissioner Schott this evening, he did mention, as we talked about in that June meeting, was that whoever does purchase the property, you're going to ask a bond from that person for the same reason. They purchased the property 6 months later, they've done nothing with it. You then still have that money into an account, and, so just so you know, the county will be making sure that person does that. But as Dale said, unfortunately, somewhere the ball was dropped on that. And I would love to speculate on that old, the old commissioners, but we'll move on from there. So, that's all I have to say about that. So please know that I'm on that, I'm keeping them moving. So I will contact Mr. Schrock tomorrow, because they have a staff meeting that he made me aware of, and I will try to get to him before they have that meeting, so that they can, that they contact you and fill you in on where they at with the proposal and all that. Because I call every 2 weeks, because I will file a right to know for that appraisal when that time comes. So I will pass on that, you haven't heard anything.
Well, I know they did a structural engineer report because Lee Ziegler did.
Right.
He had me call him. So there is one done.
There is one done, and I filed a right to know on that, and I filed a right to know on that, and I filed a third right to know on that, and I still don't have it. I've had 2 engineers go through that property. So this is what I can tell you, 2 engineers, again, Vicky did her work, okay? So again, structurally, that building's not going anywhere, but there is that damaged part that needs to be cleaned up. So I hope that we can, when the bids open, hopefully, I'm advocating to the city that, and the property, whoever purchases it, that we can all work together here to keep this building intact and whatever can, happen with that property. That's what I thank you for your time. The other thing I'd like to do is thank the city for Cheryl and Terry have been wonderful, allowing us to gain access to this building and have our meetings and advocate for this property. So thank you to the
Well,
city.
Vicki, just let me guarantee you one thing. If anybody comes in with a viable option to do something on property, the city, I'll guarantee everybody up here will work with them.
Right.
Because I agree with you. I just don't know if it's a fiscal possibility to actually happen. And I'm not even aware of the 2 things or one, whatever you said there, that they even have buyers, because we heard nothing.
They have 2 proposals that were submitted.
Well, that's really good news.
Yeah, that is good news. So basically, we're waiting on the county to get that appraisal back, the other demolition study they had done. So it's just frustrating, because I've done my work, our group has done our work, and so we're trying to, get both entities here to work together, and so, but on the other note, just want to make that the Save the Prison Group has now moved forward. We have now formed a Northumberland County Preservation Society. So our group has now moved, we're submitting paperwork to the state. So what we've been doing now is advocating for all historic buildings in Northumberland County that would come under disrepair or fire or whatever. So, because it's important that we try to save our history. So, thank you for your time.
Dave, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I want to clarify something. Dale, back to that check, that Kevin discussed the fact that normally we received it. We never received it. We didn't even know they had to check initially. Rick didn't make any deals.
No.
Dale,
It's not my
Listen,
department.
Let me finish, please.
Like that money.
Rick didn't make any deals, I didn't make any deals, we found out after the fact. Anybody, including yourself, could have said to this council, let's file and take them to court over it. No, we done nothing about it because it was in good faith thinking the commissioners would not screw us.
By law, the insurance company's supposed to send a check directly to us, you're
Right.
supposed to contact us and directly
Okay,
send that check.
Kevin,
Either go to the code office or my office, and say that check's supposed to be on the 12th.
exactly. And when you
Nobody
found,
ever, nobody ever contacted us.
I've never
whatsoever.
no, but you found out about, just like I found about it. You knew about the check because it was in the paper and received the check from the insurance company.
All I know that they received a check from the insurance
Right.
company, we never received any.
And up till
You
last
didn't,
year.
you didn't make a move on it either.
It's not my
It's not his
responsibility to make a move on it.
Well, no, you bring it to council and say, hey, we didn't get the check.
Same as, did you, any of you guys do the same thing?
No.
That's what I
No,
said.
so we all dropped the ball on it.
That's what
My
I
rights
did.
is
What
not
did
our
I say, Kevin?
responsibility, it's
I said
responsibility
we
of the
dropped the
insurance
ball.
company to send that. Not our responsibility to chase them down.
That's right.
It's their responsibility to send it to
And
us.
I think
out
it
why
should come
they
from the
did.
code office.
We'll find
because
out
they're
why
the
they
ones
did.
that
Exactly
flagged the
right,
door.
it's like their insurance company. It's the
But-
law.
My point is.
They broke the law.
My point, he made an accusation that there was a deal made by,
No, there was no deal, right? The insurance company broke the law by not sending this to us.
I just want to,
Okay,
when
go ahead.
they're done.
Go
I
ahead.
just want to make one more point. That insurance check, remember, there's a Northumberland County Authority. So that's another entity in this story. So that insurance check went to the Northumberland County Authority, okay?
Not the county commissioner.
Not the county commissioner. So the authority then, and I forget, was it, I don't know. It was, actually, it was in June, because that's when Mr. Clausy stepped down from the authorities. And at that meeting I attended, that's when they voted to hand over the $7 million something check that they had to the county commissioner. So again, just to remind you that the Northumberland County Authority would have been part of that equation.
Right, and I just find it hard, I mean, we could go after Jim Snyder for a freaking $100 permit.
Come on.
But we can let, no, but we can let 1.6 million just go right out the door.
I have a question
And I
about that
think we need to
too.
address that in the ordinance and make somebody accountable from one department.
All right, go
Dave, I
ahead.
have a big question. Instead of arguing about this, why don't you just have the solicitor write a letter to the commissioners and say, send our money to us immediately or we're filing a class action suit?
We're gonna get our insurance company first and see why they even sent it to us.
First
Why
off,
they break our
Why are you
law.
gonna call the insurance company when we already sent the check? They have the check, send a letter to the commissioners and say, give us our money or we're going to the magistrate. End of discussion.
I wish it was that easy, Spanky.
Huh?
Wish it was that easy.
It is that easy.
No, it's not, you know it too.
Well, somebody
Could
go-
one of you guys, could one of you guys actually tell me what section of our law says that you are owed that 20% or whatever it is? Because I can't find it in the code book anywhere.
It's a state law,
It's a
Joe.
state law.
State law.
State law.
Can you get a copy of it or?
Once you sign up for that fire ordinance, Joe,
We don't do
then you're on the list for that, and it's a state law.
Okay.
That falls under the fire code, and then that's, once you're on that list, all insurance companies are supposed to check that list. Yeah, we are on, we have a statement, we are on that list, and we go by that fire ordinance, and the insurance company are supposed to abide by that. And before anything's handed out, they're supposed to go to that, any insurance company's supposed to go to that list and see if our municipality is on that list, and that is supposed to be,
Is that through PEMA then or
it's through the DCD.
DC?
DCED.
And what they always did in the past would send us a letter asking us to send them a copy of our ordinance, but they never did that. They never did any of the stuff that they.
Because what happens, they get a copy of the fire damage from the fire, what happens when they send in the fire damage, the fire chief will send in the fire damage to the insurance company, and that's how they get the percentage, and the percentage automatically comes to us, which we put it in an interest-bearing account, so they collect all interest on it. And what that does is protect the city, and all for taxes, water and sewer, and if it has to be torn down, and, anything protection like that protects the city. And then they get reimbursed if any kind of money is left over, or anything is left out, with interest. So the city doesn't make out anything, all that does is protects all parties that has anything involved with the city itself.
Yeah, I know we held a check on Celotex when they tore that place down.
We
so,
have a
yeah.
couple, and the only thing, we're still holding money for, Brass Key.
Yeah, but since you don't have the money, you can't actually
That's right.
collect any money on the interest of it. So
For
is
what?
this gonna be retroactive back to the time of?
No, we don't know, we have no money, we can have interest on it, so.
Yeah, but we are not allowed to keep it either, though, are we?
No, and all money, we don't
That's
have.
From it, the
Will
date
be
of the fire.
retroactive back to the date that you were supposed to get the check,
Yes.
so that everybody, the
That
money
would
goes
be the
back down.
request that would be
Okay.
made, yeah. You're on, I understand.
Okay, anything else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Kirk Kolovich. I was curious about the PP&L contracts. How long have we been contracted with them to work with the lights? Like, how long have we always been renting these lights from them, or?
We own some, we rent some, yeah.
Okay, so we're renting almost 600 lights from them. You know, there's companies out there where we can buy the street lights, LED street lights, saving 65% energy with a 10-year warranty on them for $100 a light. And all you need to do is get your own post to put them on. So
And
we
we
could
can
be
maintain
saving
them.
almost $8,000 a month by owning these.
And we have to maintain them.
Okay, but the first 10 years, warranty, they're covered.
They go out, they're not covered, somebody still has to go.
It seems like the city is just looking at the right now, saving the money, but the city's not looking for the long-term effect.
Oh, yeah, that's why Jim changed, that's why Jim and Rick and whoever else has been involved in this, and changing these LED lights. We did them on the riverfront, we've been doing this for the last couple of years, different areas and changing them around, so.
I understand that, but we're still renting, so we're spending like $15 a pole from what I've been reading, but only $2 goes towards energy use.
What you don't understand is we still have the transmission charges, the, and stuff like that. The only thing we're going to be saving by owning our own lights is actually the rental, part of the rental fee that is not the distribution charges, okay? The distribution charge, I'm just gonna use round figures, say it's $15 a pole rental a month. $2 of that might be actual usage, the rest is distribution. Manufacturing and transmitting the energy to the pole, okay? What we're gonna save on by going to the LED lights is between 40 and 60% of the usage, okay? That transmission fee is still there, or that distribution fee. If we own those poles and lights, we would still have that distribution fee, okay? Because we don't manufacture the electricity and we don't distribute it to the city. The only way we would save anything there is if we manufactured our own electricity through solar or something like that.
Why don't we look into self-sustainability? There's cities out there with solar power on top of their poles.
And, you know, there's things in the works, there's things that's being looked at, but it's no sense of discussing it right now because it's so far.
Because it seems like the city doesn't want to move forward for the long term, it just wants the right now, get it done and over with.
We're looking at saving, and it's not gonna be a lot of money, but it's gonna be a start.
And how much is it going to be saving doing all this?
I don't know.
Before the city makes any kind of contractual agreements, there should be like actual numbers, no?
We got numbers from them, yes.
So how much money is going to be saved doing this?
I don't have exactly, we're gonna be saving of the poles that we transmit over, we're gonna be saving between 40 and 60% of what we're paying now for the usage. That's what PP&L told us.
An average bill a month, we pay about $12,000 to $13,000 a month in retail bills. On average.
So 40%, that'd be a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, but you gotta
Imagine
realize.
this year, you're gonna save about about $5,000 a month.
But 3/4 of that is
Transmission fees.
distribution bills. Manufacturing.
Chris, I think it was when they, at the seminar, they said around $1.50 on an average.
Isn't that be 75%? You said about $2?
They told us.
And Kirk, back to what you were saying, that's a good point, but you said just get some poles. Well, each pole would probably be $1,000, $2,000 for the pole, okay? Then you take and have it installed and change everything over.
So you're telling me that the city doesn't have any kind of materials laying around that's not being used?
Telephone poles.
Anything?
164 lights.
We got telephone poles laying around.
Kurt, come on.
No, I'm just saying, it just seems like,
We
we
don't
knew
have
that this stuff was
500
gonna be
poles.
happening, but we don't look into, like, we should have looked into this a couple of years from now to see the
You
options
should
that the
look
city
into it
could
50
have.
years ago too, right? I mean, it's easy to say what we should have done, we're moving forward here. And we're moving forward with stuff as the best we can with what we have to move forward with. And we're looking at what's gonna be better for the city, not next year, not year after that, maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And that's what we're looking at, the long range.
Okay, Mr. Snyder.
I'm still looking for my $100 back there. That's not why I'm here right now, I lost my $100. But anyhow, what's going on with the cameras? And the reason I'm asking that, I had a truck that was involved in an accident, and it was a he say, she said, so the insurance companies, and I went down to the police department to see about a camera, if it was activated or whatever. I ain't gonna say what the outcome of that was, but anyhow, it was like, you gotta be kidding me, why would you have to ask a question about our cameras? You know,
Majority of our cameras are up and running like normal. Some of them we checked, we have bad batteries, so we need to do that. We are talking to 3 or 4 different people that are gonna come in. We're actually talking with this budget about adding to the camera program, possibly going out and getting private people that wanna get hooked onto it, that type of stuff. So again, we'll be announcing here in the next 2 to 3 weeks if we have somebody that's gonna look at that for us. But right now, it's the same as ever. A couple, like I say, a couple of them were out. I think the first 2 we checked, both of them were battery issues. Nothing wrong with the camera, just the battery issues. And again, I'll tell this for the 15,000th time, the intent was never to give every police officer the access to every camera in the city of Sunbury. They're doing what we wanted them to do. If you think we're gonna have cameras in every spot in the city of Sunbury to look at every crime, that's never gonna happen. And again, we're gonna try to grow the program, hopefully with this year's budget. We have 3 or 4, like I said, 3 or 4 different people on my desk right now that wanna talk to us in the next week.
Who can look at the cameras right now?
Who can look at the cameras? You can go to my office and look at some. The police department has access to some. I don't know if they have police that has access to every one of them, but they have access to them, yes. And there's some that aren't.
If they have access to one, it should be every one.
No, see, that's just it. They were never hooked up. The intent was never to have a guy sitting in a room looking at 55 television screens.
I understand that.
That was never the deal. So they were never hooked together. That was never, when Councilman Snyder put that together, that was never the intent. So the intent is, if there's here's the northern part of the city, or the southern, or the south, or whatever it may be, east or west, whatever it may be, that's how it is. So again, there's some accessibility to some areas. There's clearly some cameras that aren't working, but like I said, the first 2 we checked are both battery issues, and that's why we need to get a regular maintenance thing going to catch the battery issues. There's no reason a camera shouldn't be working because the battery's dead on it.
Well, I won't disagree with that, but I'm just saying, if I'm the policeman looking at something, or want to go look at something, it should be able to
Right.
dial up that camera. Should it
Yes.
not?
And when those cameras aren't working, that's when we should have somebody to go and right away and find and say, hey, that battery's not working on it. And that's what we're working to establish right
Okay, how
now.
many cameras?
How many?
50? How many cameras do you have?
There's less than 50.
Less than 50. And once a month, somebody ought to be in there going through the 50. It shouldn't take but.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, evidently it's not happening.
Well, we never budgeted to put anybody in there. When they were brand new, nobody cared, but now that they're 5, 6 years old, and the batteries are going dead on them, we need to get something in there. I've talked to Councilman Eister on it before, and that's what you'll see in the budget. When we pass the budget, there'll be money in there for maintenance and hopefully for the expansion of the program. But the reason we're not getting them done is we don't have somebody that just does that all the time, and we will have somebody do that by the year's end.
And you gotta hire someone to do that. I guess.
We are gonna either hire somebody to do that or hire somebody to teach somebody that we already have here working to do that. We don't have guys sitting around nothing to do right now, but there
Well,
may
I
be
wouldn't
somebody
think so
working in the
either,
city
but-
right now. If we find out it's only, like I say, a day a month or 2 days a week or something, I don't know what it amounts to. That's what we need to find out, what's it gonna take to maintain these the way we want them. And that'll determine if we wanna hire somebody or if there's somebody here that we can get them to do that 1 day a week, whatever it may be. But that's the program that we're looking at
You
establishing.
just tell one of the cops, instead of going to Dunkin' Donuts or wherever, spend your hour right there, drink a cup of coffee and check out the camera.
Well, if we offer it to other employees, we'll offer it to the patrolmen at the same time, yes.
Well, there goes some more money away.
Any other questions? Yes,
Yeah, I
ma'am.
have one more, Deborah Betts again. I just want to bring up a property, I have to leave for another meeting, but I wanted to bring up a property that I'm concerned about and close friends of mine are concerned about, and that is Megan Beck's property on Arch and Second Street. I know she's coming up with her variance for that property for parking. However, I also know that the footage that she needs to have in order to be able to put in parking is not there. I also want to bring up the fact that this property has suspicious behavior as far as drugs. And I think it's something that we need to really pay attention to before we pass any type of.
That won't come here. You should be at the hearing board.
And when is that?
Why is the zoning board like meeting?
The zoning hearing already denied Ms. Beck the request for the off-street parking. However, she appealed it to city council through our ordinance, and that will be held November 14th as advertised directly after the city council meeting.
I know that there's 6 apartments going in that place from what I understand. And I'm concerned that we're gonna put another historical building with 6 more apartment units into an already building that is historical. We just don't need something like that.
I don't know how many apartments are in that when it was actually, when there were people.
I don't know, but I think,
Was there
I think we're
apartments or
under
was
the
it
impression
offices?
that when she bought the building, that there was
There's 6
to
apartments.
be, it was to be a 2 units, not, or maybe even 3, but not 6.
I think there was some restrictions put on it.
Yeah, and I think we need to keep that point. I just wanted to note, have that noted and documented so that when it does come up for this variance, that you take that into consideration as well.
Well, definitely, I'm sure whatever the restrictions were, they're gonna be held up.
Okay.
You mentioned some drug activity, you mean in that establishment?
Yeah, well, yes. And we don't know if it's happening, but there's alleged suspicious activity going on in that apartment.
There's nobody living
And
there.
that,
Sounds like it was vacant.
well, then it needs to be looked into. Then it needs to be looked into.
Megan has a backup plan for that building, just so everybody knows. I know what that backup plan is, and it will pass with the variance in case she doesn't get a variance for it. She's owned that building for 10 years, and it's been empty for 10 years because she doesn't have the parking. There is nothing illegal going on that she knows about. That building is totally, completely empty. Nobody is living in that building.
And that's why I'm saying that maybe they need to go
I
by
will
and
be
see what's
calling her as
going
soon as
on.
this meeting's over, and I will be checking,
Absolutely, I
because she
think
don't
that's a
run
good
places
idea.
like that. That isn't
Pardon
what
me?
she doesn't run places like that.
Well, I didn't say she did, I'm saying this is what's
I
in
know, but-
question, so you might wanna bring it up to her
I'm
attention,
just
I hope
telling
you
you.
do.
I know, but, hey, listen, I don't stick up for Megan very often. This time I'm sticking up for her.
Thank you. Anything else? Yes,
I'm gonna take my two guys off.
hold on.
I just wanna mention this weekend, CPLshows.com online, they're doing the Addams Family on Saturday, Sunday, and then next weekend, it's up in Williamsport. I'm being a little biased because both my sons are in it and my nephew. So if you wanna go see my youngest son, who was 6'4", played Lurch, and my oldest son played Gomez Adams, and my nephew played Pugsley Adams, and the director is Ellen Boyer from Shikellamy, retired teacher. They say it's gonna be a hoot of a show, so.
Where's that?
CPL up in Williamsport.
Is it the community center?
It's not the CAC, it's the CPL.
Oh,
It's one block over, so if you have,
Okay.
I know nobody has no plans for the next 2 weekends, so if you feel like going up there,
What's that
it's
stand
gonna be a
for,
good
Brad?
show. What's that?
What's that stand for, CPL?
Community Theater League.
That's not gonna help you find it, though.
No, if you just type in
It's on Third Street?
CPLshows.com, that's the website. So if anybody has nothing else to do this weekend or next, feel free to come up and see a great show.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? I want to announce that Pink in the Rink hockey game between Bucknell and Susquehanna at 4 p.m. on Sunday, October 30th. I don't know if you've ever seen Bucknell and Susquehanna, but that's a rival. To say the least. So, but if you haven't ever seen a game up there, that'd be a good one to go up and see. It's action, and it's, yeah, the guys get into it. Oh, big Chinese auction, raffles, all kinds of stuff. Pink in the Rink. Thank you everybody for coming. Meeting's adjourned.
All right.